Hello everyone, this is Christian Cassell along with Bob Honish, Fire Weather Program Leaders at the National Weather Service in Great Falls, with a quick review of recent weather and climate trends, as well as an outlook for the rest of July and beyond as we move into the core summer fire season across north central and central Montana. June temperatures ended up near seasonal averages for most after some typical fluctuations throughout the month. The chart here shows daily temperatures relative to climatology and records at Helena, but similar trends occurred across the area. The month of June ended with record-breaking precipitation from a late-month storm across parts of west central Montana. Storm systems earlier in the month also favored western parts of central Montana, where total precipitation for the month ended well above average. There were some notable exceptions to the wetter-than-average totals, however, with some areas along the High Line and parts of southwest Montana not seeing as much precipitation. Looking at longer-term precipitation trends for the spring season shows the effects of many storm systems favoring central and western parts of the state, with lower-than-average precipitation across the High Line areas and especially across southwest Montana. Soil moisture anomaly maps show the effects of recent precipitation with wetter than normal values for this time of year across most of western and central Montana. It is important to remember, however, that evaporation rates are very high at this point in the season. The Evaporative Demand Drought Index map, shown on the right, does not include the late month precipitation, but is still a good indicator of the balance between evaporation and near average precipitation through much of June. Parts of southwest Montana, especially across Madison and Beaver Head counties, have seen the most persistent dry trends with regards to precipitation. Additionally, parts of north central Montana near the Canadian border have been categorized as abnormally dry due to seasonal precipitation deficits. Looking at the bigger picture for the western U.S., however, we do see impactful drought conditions for regions to the southeast, south, and southwest. Green up is likely near or just past its peak in most lower elevation areas and continues at higher elevations. These images of green vegetation fraction are derived from satellite imagery. The image on the left depicts the current percent of green vegetation, while the image on the right shows the 1 month change. This image shows the difference in green vegetation fraction from last year at this time. Most areas appear to be greener than this point last year, but a closer inspection does show some pockets of drier conditions and perhaps accelerated curing in some southwest Montana valleys, as well as portions of Hill and Blaine County. Looking ahead at the next week or two, a fairly stagnant weather pattern is anticipated that maintains a southwesterly flow aloft over the northern Rockies in Montana. Meanwhile, the high-pressure ridge that typically brings heat to the western U.S. remains somewhat suppressed, still to the south and east of its usual midsummer position. This pattern supports warmer but not excessive temperatures going through the first half of July for much of Montana, and still some periods of cooler temperatures at times with the passage of weather disturbances. These disturbances moving out of the low-pressure trough to our west will likely bring periodic thunderstorm activity with enough moisture in place for some wetting rains at times, though it may be fairly localized. The outlook from early July ahead through August and September has not changed much and continues to indicate a potential turn to warmer and drier conditions for the late summer period. However, confidence decreases significantly in the overall weather pattern at this time period. The July and August Predictive Services significant wildland fire potential outlooks follow these trends and show normal fire potential for central and north central Montana through July. However, the August outlook depicts above normal potential developing, with potential for a continuation of those conditions into September. Putting this all together, remember that ultimately, the strength and duration of any extended periods of heat and dryness, as well as lightning activity, are usually the main drivers of fire activity as we get into the season.